I think with the Bianca heel turn, it's necessary, but for that to happen, she has to do it with her husband. I don't think it would be as effective if it was by herself. If it was a dominant, strong, like a power couple, Bianca and Montez Ford broke them up, broke
Yeah.
Street Profits up. They create a star out of that. And again, too, I think my dad was right about this. There is there is a hidden charisma star in Angelo Dawkins. This dude, again, he's more believable than Montez Ford. Like the more I start to watch him and everything, it's like, dude, he's dope. Like he's awesome, and they could find something to where he could maybe be a bigger star than Montez Ford. I think if they find the right character for him.
All right. All right. Okay. All right. Stop.
I, said-
Stop. You
I said,
smoking
hold on.
crack.
I
There's
didn't say it's
no
likely. I
way.
didn't say it's
There's
likely. Hold
no
on. I didn't say it's likely. I said it's possible. But Montez Ford
okay.
has more outright charisma, and he has his wife. And like I said, if Montez Ford turned heel with his wife, it would he would be such a star. He would skyrocket
Okay.
to the
Yes.
moon.
Yes, I agree on that. But you were saying Dawkins is better than has more charisma than Ford, and that's what I was going to say.
No,
You're
no, no,
high.
no. That's not what I said. I said he has like a hidden charisma that like he could be a bigger star if they found the right character.
I
If
don't think
they
so.
I
there's something untapped in Angelo Dawkins, bro. I'm telling you, bro. He's
as
really good.
long as they don't do as long as they don't do the same thing with them what they try to do, well, what they did um with Chad and JTG, like because they try to do something similar to that. They try to make Chad like the main guy, like he turned on JTG, and it didn't really work out that well. So I don't want them to try to go that route and make it seem like all right, there's something there with and rest in peace, Shad Gaspard. I didn't mean to say Chad, but yeah, Shad Gaspard. Like, no disrespect to him, but I just feel like they did not like go that route properly in terms of like making him the main guy, making him the solo star, and then I kind of just threw JTG to the wayside. And so I feel like I know you said with Dawkins, he definitely has more potential in terms of that aspect of being a solo star, but I'm scared WWE is gonna make try to do that same storyline that they did with Crown Time, like splitting them up, try to make one guy
Brooklyn,
the
Brooklyn.
solo star.
Yeah,
Do it.
but I
Do
do think
it.
even if they do it the same way,
Yeah.
it still will probably work because these dudes are like actually over. Not saying they weren't, but like they were
Mhm.
just not really taking that serious. Like the Street Profits are a better tag team than Crime Time.
Oh yeah, by far.
To
Yeah.
where
Hmm.
it's just like it means more, and I think both of them by themselves would probably be better than both of JCD and Chad by themselves.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
And
Oh
to where
yeah.
it's just like I just hope again. I just don't think WWE will do Angelo Dawkins right. That's not what I just don't think it'll
Mhm.
happen. But I think that there is a star in there that it just has not been found yet. I do
Yeah.
think if he could be really, really good and could be money if you find the right gimmick. Well,
Yeah. Well, I think you're smart. I think you're high. But at the same time, it's
I
all
haven't taken
good.
a
I think
rip in a
that
minute. It's okay.
Bianca Belair.
You said what?
However, see, I do agree. Like I said, Liv Morgan has had a really great year. Now let's flip that
Hmm.
script, guys, and let's talk who has had the worst year. Just not believable, not making it, not making the cut, not doing what you thought they ought to do. I mean, who do you guys think?
Did you have somebody in mind, Virgil? Did you want to start, or do you want us to?
Yeah. So there was a lot of when Triple H took over, there were a lot of people that came back to the company. A lot of names and a lot of people that you thought were going to be big
Don't
stars
do it. I know who you're
and
gonna say.
have big returns, and that they were finally going to be booked right and used right. And Triple H knew how to book them in NXT, so they were going to be great here in WWE. I would say Braun Strowman to me has had one of the more disappointing
Okay.
2024s.
Yeah.
He's a big man. He is. I mean, he went out. He went out and created his own wrestling company once WWE released him the first time with the Create Your Own Narrative wrestling company with EC3, and he wasn't able to get that over either. And then he came back here, and he's been steamrolling through through the Judgment Day, kind of, but it's just like it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't make me care about having him in a wrestling ring or watching him on my TV. I don't think Triple H knows how to book big man. I think that has a lot to do with why Braun Strowman is just floundering. I think you're going to see a lot more smaller world champions in the coming years. I mean, if you think about it, Braun Breaker's not tall. He's not a big, stocky type guy. I mean, he's like I said, he's like 5'9", probably 6 feet on his best day. Carmelo Hayes, a future WWE champion, probably is only 5'9", 5'8". Like I said, these guys are small guys. Triple H is very good with booking small guys. I mean, think about it. NXT, he had Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, Kyle O'Reilly, guys like that. Those guys are like regular guys. Like, they're everyday people. They aren't big, huge monsters. I mean, think about this. The one thing Bobby Lashley said on his way out was that Triple H, he didn't really have a relationship with Triple H, didn't really click good with Triple H, didn't really he didn't get it. But Vince McMahon understood that Bobby Lashley was a star. Vince McMahon knew how to book your titans, the big, tall guys that look like these amazing stars. I mean, that's the whole reason Omos doesn't have a contract, because I guarantee you WWE will not be renewing Omos's contract once this run is up for him.
Did
So
Vince not know how to book little guys too? Was Benoit and Daniel Bryan not under Vince?
Benoit and Daniel Bryan,
Was Shawn not under Vince?
they were, but what was Vince's stereotype that he usually booked?
Believe the same stereotype there is now: believable, in shape dudes that are above 6 feet tall.
Benoit nor Guerrero were over 6 feet tall.
But
Neither
that's
one of
my
those.
point, in that he knew how to book little dudes to where I just don't know what bringing up Vince has to do with anything, when he did a good job about making, like, booking the opposite. Rey Mysterio, he booked Rey Mysterio way better than WCW did. The only thing that Rey Mysterio was great about in WCW was just his matches. There was no substance to the matches.
Vince McMahon was an opportunist, is what I will tell you. Vince McMahon saw opportunity with Rey Mysterio because everybody felt bad about Eddie Guerrero, and he booked him that way as an opportunity. That was a chance to sell merchant to make a lot of money, which he did. He turned Rey Mysterio into a Mexican superhero, and I said that after being in LA for Mania and seeing all of my I'm not even gonna try all my Latinos and Latina community there there at the show. When Rey Mysterio came out, he got the loudest pop both nights, especially since they inducted him into the Hall of Fame as well. I mean, like I said, it was really great. It was really cool. What I was trying to say with that is that the stereotypical known way that Vince McMahon booked, and this has been talked about on wrestling shows worldwide, is he usually went for the guys that were 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", usually around 250, between 250 to 280. And those were the guys that got booked as champion. Those were the guys that usually got booked as champion. Vince McMahon did say he regretted not signing AJ Styles and making him into the next Shawn Michaels when he had the chance. But outside of that, like I said, I mean, the Shawn Michaels, and the whole reason why Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart even got looked at as potential world champions was
It was a
because of
steroid
the
trial.
steroid trial.
Yeah, I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's the truth.
I mean, but at the end of the day, though, it's like, again, if we're talking about casual audience, looking at Bret Hart and looking at Lex Luger, I'm going to be more drawn to Lex Luger than Bret Hart off of the eye. Now, once I watch the product, I'm obviously going to see, oh, Bret Hart, this guy is different. Like, he moves, he's the best technician ever. But again, naked eye test, you're going to want dudes that look like Lex Luger and look like those guys, because they draw in attention. Again, part of why Roman Reigns is so over and so big is because he looks like a god.
Yeah.
It's where, like, the look of, and some people just have an aura and a look that is just unexplainable. Just have just a charisma, and it just some people don't, and a lot of that has to do with your aesthetic and how you look. And it's just like if Roman Reigns was bald, you need that long hair, long wet hair. You need it. Like all of it matters.
I don't know. I've seen mock-ups of a Roman Reigns and the ladies was going crazy for it in
I
the
mean,
comment section.
I guess, but again, my point is, I don't blame Vince for doing that. And again, he did a good job about making little dudes important to where they both had each other to play off of. Like Rey Mysterio versus Big Show, that's very entertaining. And he did a good job booking it, like and doing stuff like that. I don't know. Like looking back, like dude, Vince is disgusting. And I don't. And the last 10 years of him writing wrestling was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But the first 30, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You did amazing. And thank you, Vince Russo. Nobody gives Vince Russo credit. Thank you, Vince Russo, for having to do with the Attitude Era. I throw that out there.
I'll let Jim Cornette hear you say that.
Hey, Jim Cornette had something to do with it too, but that's why Jim Cornette hates Vince Russo so much, because Vince Russo had a lot of good ideas, even though he's an idiot in a lot of areas too. He was very creative and he changed the landscape of everything, and people don't want to talk about it. Like Rock there's multiple tweets where Rock will tweet a clip of something that happened in wrestling, and it'll be like, I remember me and Vince Russo talking about it, and blah 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 blah, and it's like, huh. Vince Russo was giving ideas to The Rock and Stone Cold. Man, he has something to do with the biggest period in wrestling ever. It's just not a coincidence that as soon as Vince hired him from the magazine to booking, that this rate and he started writing it like Jerry Springer, ratings shot up through the roof.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
again,
but he
too,
hot shot the business too much though.
you said what?
He hot shot the business too much. He raised like the stuff he was doing was not sustainable. The
What's that?
and it didn't make sense. And for somebody that cares a lot about your wrestling making sense, you got to remember a lot of Vince Russo's good ideas were filtered through Vince McMahon. So even the good ones that you're giving him credit for, you still technically got to give credit to Vince McMahon, because he was the one that he had to filter those ideas through. Because Mr. Russo had a lot of crappy ideas as well, and a lot of stuff
I
that didn't make
agree.
sense, like Marlena getting pregnant and then getting pushed off the ring or whatnot, and losing the baby.